Hey guys, and welcome to a new Dungeon Defenders 2 video. I'm your host Mr. Peter, and let me show you the Forever Dryad strategy. Before I start this video, I want to say thank you to a friend of mine who shared this info with me. Honestly, once he showed me the strategy, I was absolutely mind blown out on how effective it is and how fun it is too. I've asked him permission if I can create this video, and he's happy to share it. If you already know this strategy, then you know how awesome it is. We're going to talk about the Dryad's mushroom ability. When you toss a mushroom, it creates an area slow effect. Any enemies step into the slow are slowed. Simple. Before we go any further, we need to understand the effects of stacking stuns and slows. When we stack stuns onto an enemy, diminishing returns will kick in. The definition of diminishing return is gradual loss of effectiveness. To simply put it, the more stuns we have on the enemy, the less effective it becomes. It's more noticeable on a boss. They get stunned at first, but then they gradually become immune to it and start casually walking past your defense. That's diminishing returns. It's basically giving the enemy CC immunity and 100% tenacity. However, what if we stack slows? Diminishing returns actually takes a lot longer to proc, almost never really, and we're going to take advantage of that. To do this strategy, you will need 3 important shards. It doesn't matter what build you have, you can go full hero damage, full ability power, hybrid, tank, whatever build you want to go, it doesn't matter. However, you will need these 3 shards: Shroom Gloom, Shroom Bloom, and Celestial Attunement. Shroom Gloom. Slow intensity of powder toss, which is our mushroom, in purification form increased by 52%. This will increase the strength of the slow by a lot, and when we stack the slows, oh boy, it's impossible for them to get through. You can find the shard in Chaos 4. Shroom Bloom. Mushroom created by powder toss lasts 8 seconds longer. The default mushroom duration is 8 seconds long. Now with this shard, the duration is 8 seconds longer, which is 16 seconds in total. Really good stuff. Again, you can find the shard in Chaos 4. Lastly, we have Celestial Attunement. The Dryad can hold 6 more stacks of Starfall. The Dryad does not passively regenerate mana. You have to manually give yourself mana using Starfall. Each star will give you 30 mana back. By default, you can hold up to 3 stars, but with this shard you can hold up to 9 stars. When we do run out of mana, we can spam the stars down and gain all our mana back quickly. Before we continue with this video, this part of this video contains flashing lights due to the reflect beams, proton beams, and the Dryad's mushroom's glowing effect. So any photosensitive viewers watching this video, you probably should skip this one. However, if you want to see the Forever Dryad strategy, feel free to take a chance and roll dice, but proceed with caution. Currently I am floor 542, and there's a beautiful mod on this lane that everybody loves, Headstrong, with Lady Orcs. Fantastic! If you're not aware, Lady Orcs are fast and tanky enemies who have natural resistance to slow effects. Combine this with Headstrong, where enemies cannot be stunned, it's a horrible lane to play against. I'm going to show you guys how to deal with this by using the Forever Dryad strategy. All you need to do is throw the mushrooms on the floor and constantly throw them on the floor until you have a big pile of mushrooms in front of you. The idea here is to stack as much slows as we can to give the enemies a massive movement speed penalty. You know when it's working when the enemies stop moving and look confused like these ladies. Look at them, they've completely stopped moving. It's like they've hit a brick wall. Try to cover the whole lane, make it fat and wide so none of them can go around this. Make them go on the shrooms. When you run out of mana, recharge by using Starfall. Spam it all down and continue to stack mushrooms. It's really simple, anyone can do it, and the best part of it is that it's insanely fun to do and to watch. This is all you're going to do throughout the whole game. Just keep stacking. Toss those mushrooms on the floor. If you feel unsafe from ranged enemies or suiciders, you can fly up and toss the mushrooms from the sky. You can pick up Starfall from the ground when you're flying around. Just drop some down, hover over it, and it should automatically collect it for you. How convenient. Something over here damaged my towers, and I believe it came from the middle lane. I don't know how, but what I should do is upgrade this lane so it can't happen again, and hopefully none of them get through so I can focus on the bottom right lane. Remember, before you start the wave, max out your mana. You do not want to have low mana at the start of the wave. What's great about this strategy is that the mushroom ability costs 10 mana and we have 200 mana. That's 20 mushrooms that we can toss on the floor before we need to reload. Each starfall gives 30 mana back, so that's about 6 or 7 starfall mana to get back to max mana again. Remember, the Shards Celestial Attunement allows you to hold more starfall. Currently now I can hold up to 9 starfall, which is plenty of mana. The regeneration of starfall is very generous. 1 star comes back every 4 seconds. How convenient. But you can see my defense cannot stop headstrong Lady Orcs. They're just too tanky. Thank you. Another great thing about the mushroom ability is that when you do switch heroes, the mushrooms will still remain in the game until the duration expires. Hey ladies, looks kind of crowded. It doesn't look like you have mushroom. Mushroom? Mushroom? Get it? I'm so funny. Oh! If you have the Drakenlord Soul, which is the blue bubble shield around me, if the enemies are unstoppable, which is immune to slow effect, they will not be slowed by the mod or frozen, so this lane mod is a complete counter to Drakenlord Soul. Another great thing about the mushrooms is that it heals you and your ally too. How convenient. Now the question is, can mushrooms slow frost enemies? The answer is yes. Yes they can. It's quite hard to see it here because there's so much going on, but they are being held back. Frost enemies have the same natural resistance to slow effects as the Lady Orcs, but somehow they can be slowed down significantly by using mushrooms. As someone who used to be a game tester, I would definitely report this as a bug. Like, it makes no sense. I don't know how to explain this. It's like the laws of physics went down while the laws of awesome went up. It's so confusing, but it works. When an assassin tries to attack you, jump into your mushroom pit. The results may surprise you. To increase your chance of surviving an assassin attack, have the Shards Bulwark and Worm Scarf. Bulwark increases your armor and Worm Scarf reduces the damage you take. Luckily for us, the Dryad has a pretty good amount of health. Lady Orc, definitely upgrading this lane. An ogre down the middle, might as well upgrade the lane. Gotta get locked and loaded. It's really satisfying to see a Lady Orc being slowed. I remember in the forums where people discussed the best way to deal with headstrong Lady Orcs. The best solution they came up with was to use either blockades or the Mystic's Madness ability. Who knew tossing a few mushrooms can be very effective? This strategy is mind blowing and I love it. I see something on the map. Where do you think you guys are going? How did you guys get past a fully upgraded lane? Very sus indeed. Look at that, I went off to another lane, came back and I still had mushrooms on the floor. Fantastic. It doesn't matter how many there are, each of them will be slowed by the mushrooms, and as long as you're slowing them down, they will die to your defense. Don't worry if you die, with the extended duration on the mushrooms, it gives you enough time to spawn back and to return to the lane. I can see on the map that the assassin is still alive, which is great. This is actually a great time to show you guys how strong the mushrooms healing is. As soon as I take damage, a big portion of my health is healed back, which is very nice. However guys, I am running my tank build, so I do have a lot of resistance, probably why it looks like the assassin did very little damage to me, but there's no shards or mods that can improve the healing efficiency, so the mushroom's base healing is pretty decent. Shield Goblin, oh definitely upgrading this lane. For me, the higher I go in Onslaught, the harder it is to kill a Shield Goblin. There's something about him that's hard to kill. That's just me though, others might find him easier to beat. Talking about earlier event, when I died, it took a while for me to spawn back, and when I came back to the lane, the mushrooms were still there. That's because of Shroom Bloom extending the duration. I should be punished for dying, but this shard is very forgiving. By allowing me to have a second chance to defend this lane again, it's honestly helping a lot. There is a weakness to this strategy, and it's those suicide goblins that counter this strategy. Surprisingly, we haven't seen them do it yet, but once a suicide goblin gets to half health, they gain a stupid amount of movement speed and they run past the mushrooms. They can actually run to the crystal and end the game. Again, surprisingly we haven't seen it yet, but keep an eye out for them. It can happen and it does mess everything up. Who knew a few mushrooms can give a massive movement speed penalty? It's actually disgusting how much control I have over these Lady Orcs. I really need to go to the middle lane. That Shield Goblin will power through. He's a tanky little guy. What are you gonna do? That's what I thought. You stay there. Whoa. Hold up. Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Give me 1 second while I take this assassin off from me. It's so funny. It's so funny that these mushrooms can completely negate a Lady Orc like that. Is this even fair? I want to show you guys something, but first let me kill these sappers. Quickly. Thank you. I'm going to sell everything and just stack as much mushrooms as I can. The mushrooms are fantastic. They can completely stop enemies from moving. It's really effective in solo play, so imagine implementing it with a team. One person can constantly slow the wave or boss, while someone else can DPS it. Throughout this whole time, diminishing returns hasn't kicked in yet. It makes you question if it even exists when stacking slows. I don't know, but what I do know is that it's a very strong strategy, and I recommend giving this strategy a go. You'll love it. Before I end this video, some of you may ask, can this strategy work on unstoppable lanes where they're immune to slow effects? The answer is yes, it can work against this lane mod, and this is where I'm going to prove it. You can use this strategy on lanes that you dislike, like spellbreaker lanes, headstrong lanes, long shot lanes, and many more. It's a really strong strategy, but most importantly, it's really fun. thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like this video, destroy that like button and subscribe for more DD2 content. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.